What's up, guys? Alvaro here, and welcome to the bilingual stock market channel again. Let's go ahead and talk about some stocks and about the bloodbath, the absolute bloodbath that we saw today in the markets. And today we had yet again another unbelievable bloodbath across the board in the markets. Russell 2000 goes down 2.48%, the Nasdaq goes down 3.62%, the Dow goes down 2.37%, and the S&P 500 goes down 2.96%. Oil went up today 3.52%, and it closed today's trading session at $119.75. And mind you guys, oil hit $130 last night when the futures markets opened. Gold went up today 1.82%, and silver went up today 0.16%, which is proof that we have a lot of markets participants looking for safety when it comes to investing their money. We saw a red day today, guys, basically because of three aspects or the three situations, Russia and Ukraine related. First of all, the Prime Minister of Israel went to Moscow on Saturday, and he got together with Putin for something like 2 hours. And when the meeting ended, the Prime Minister of Israel said that he wasn't optimistic at all about a solution when it comes to the conflict in Ukraine. Aside from that, this morning we found out that there are discussions in the House about a potential bipartisan bill in order to ban Russian energy imports. The markets didn't like that at all. Take a look at oil. It is already at $120. If the US happens to pass a ban when it comes to Russian oil energy imports, then how high is crude oil going to go, guys? What are we talking about here? $140, $150? So that's obviously very bad news when it comes to inflation. Aside from that, today we had the third meeting, I think, between the Ukrainians and Russians. And one of the members of the Russian delegation said that the meeting didn't meet expectations. So no agreement at all as of now when it comes to the conflict in Ukraine. Throughout the weekend, the Biden's administration reached out to both the Saudis and the Venezuelans in order to try to negotiate an oil production increase. When it comes to the Saudis, I don't know a lot about them, guys, but I am Venezuelan. So I know a lot when it comes to the oil industry in Venezuela. Very bad idea. Actually, two people were sent to Caracas, the capital city of Venezuela, on Saturday. And guys, the oil industry of Venezuela is in a very bad shape. And ramping up oil production in Venezuela is going to be, in the short term, is going to be, for the most part, impossible. So that's not a solution when it comes to having crude oil at $120. So very poor choice when it comes to trying to negotiate with the Venezuelan dictatorship about a potential increase of oil production in Venezuela, when we are talking about an industry that is, for the most part, totally destroyed in Venezuela, right? So very bad idea when it comes to reaching out to the Venezuelan dictatorship. When it comes to the sectors of the markets, guys, very tough day across the board, except for energy, which went up today 1.48%, and utilities. You guys know that the most defensive sector out there is utilities. So utilities went up today 1.30%. This is a sector that typically is being chased when there is a lot of fear in the market, which happens to be the case because of the uncertainty about Russia and Ukraine. And obviously energy, the new meme stock. The new meme sector goes up today 1.48%. If we take a look at the two most important sectors of the markets, an absolute bloodbath. Technology goes down today 3.68%, and the financial sector went down today 3.65%. You guys know that whenever these two sectors go down, let's say on one single day, you guys can make sure that we are going to have a very rough day in the markets. The worst performing sector today was consumer discretionary, which went down 4.90%. Amazon Good absolutely killed today, guys. It went down 5%. We saw a massive bloodbath when it comes to the big tech stocks, the Googles of the world, the Apples of the world, the Teslas of the world, the Microsofts of the world, and so forth. All of those stocks got absolutely killed. If we take a look at the advances and declines distribution, we can confirm that we had a very tough day out there, guys. Today we had 5,317 stocks going down and only 2,168 stocks going up. When it comes to the trades that I took today, I had a very active day today. One of the stocks that we are going to talk about today is Bed Bath & Beyond, guys. So I was holding the bag. I had 200 shares, and I don't know why, guys. Robinhood doesn't show me the complete history of the trades that I have started with Bed Bath & Beyond. Long story short, or case in point, I had this morning 200 shares of Bed Bath & Beyond at an average cost of $26. The history of my trades with Bed Bath & Beyond when it comes to this portfolio only shows one single purchase of 100 shares at $34.56. But then I purchased more shares, or I averaged down this position, and I ended up having an average cost of something like $27. And today I sold out of my 200 shares of Bed Bath & Beyond, and I was paid $6,000 in let's say that the total investment that I made over here was at around $5,800. I ended up making over here $200. I also took a trade on SPXL. This is a trade that I took on one of the bounces that we saw today when it comes to the S&P 500. I timed this trade pretty well. So I purchased 120 shares at $98.41, paying $11,809. And this was a very quick trade, guys. This was something like a 30-minute trade. I ended up closing this trade at $99.31. And I was paid $11,917. I ended up making over here $120. And I also took a day trade selling a covered call of AMD, Advanced Micro Devices. So what happened over here? Let me show you guys. You know, I mean, and if any of you isn't accustomed to taking trades, selling covered calls, because of the huge and amazing volatility that we are seeing as of now in the markets, I have been able to take these kind of trades lately. So this morning I sold a $115 call that expires on April of 2023, and I was paid $2,100. And since AMD pulled back today a lot, I was able to buy back the covered call that I sold, and I paid $1,990. I ended up making over here $110. So long story short, guys, I ended up making today $430. The VIX, guys. Check this out. I wanted to go over the VIX before going over the indices. The VIX went up today 13, almost 14%, and it closed today's trading session at 36.45 points. So check this out, guys. The VIX is approaching 38 points. So 38 points acted as resistance back on February 24th, the day in which the indices bottomed out in February. And the VIX was also rejected at 38 points back on January 24th, the day in which the indices bottomed out in January. So the big question, the $1 million question over here is the VIX going to be able to burst above 38 points? If that area happens to be visited tomorrow or in the course of this week, we will see what happens with the volatility index. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the S&P 500, an absolute bloodbath over here. The S&P went down today 2.95%, and it closed today's trading session at 4,201 points, 4201. First of all, guys, keep in mind, this was the lowest close since the current correction started. So this was a very bearish close, no doubt about it. The S&P 500 is, as of now, almost 13% of the highs definitely in correction territory, and on top of that, we closed today making a lower low. So what could be potentially happening tomorrow over here, guys, if the indices keep on going down? First of all, 4,166 points. We are talking about a former area of support back from mid-June of last year. So that's an area in which I think that the bulls might find some sort of support if visited. Take into account the following information, guys. The RSI of the S&P 500 as of now is at 30 points. The S&P is already oversold. However, what happened on the last two occasions in which the RSI of the S&P hit 20 points? Let me show you. The RSI of the S&P hit 20 points back on January 24th, the day in which the S&P bottomed out in January, and the RSI of the S&P hit 20 points as well back on February 24th, the day in which the S&P bottomed out in February. So I'm thinking that if the bulls happen, or if the bears rather, happen to take the S&P 500 down to 4,161 points tomorrow, or maybe 4,114 points, which happens to be the lower pivot that was hit back on February 24th, I'm thinking that maybe the RSI of the S&P is going to be getting closer to 20 points, the same area or the same level that was reached when the S&P bottomed out in January and February, and maybe if that were the case, we might see a bounce back up at either 4,163 points or 4,114 points for the bulls. In order to be able to put on some makeup from a technical standpoint on the S&P 500, they need to reconquer 4,330 points. We are talking about a former area of support back from mid-October. And when it comes to the Nasdaq 100, we find a similar situation. Nasdaq 100 goes down today 3.75%, and it closed today's trading session at 13,319 points. Check this out, guys. The NDX is, as of now, officially in a bear market. The Nasdaq 100 is 25% of the highs, and the bears are in absolute control of the NDX. And today, we closed at the lowest point that we have seen since this correction process started out. So the next important, very big support for the bulls over here is going to be obviously 13,100 points. We are talking about the lower pivot that was hit back on February 23rd. The RSI of the NDX is very low. It is at 26 points. We have a very interesting spot when it comes to the RSI of the NDX. I am going to draw a line over here, guys. So check this out. On the last three occasions that the RSI of the NDX has hit 20 points, 1, 2, and 3 occasions, we have seen a relief rally at least when that happened. So watch out for a quick visit down to 13,100 points, because if that visit down to that lower pivot happens to coincide with a visit down to 20 points on the RSI of the NDX, we might see at least a relief rally. When it comes to putting up some makeup from a technical standpoint for the bulls over here, they need to reconquer 13,900 points. We are talking about a former area of support back from March 1st, and also a previous area of support back from late January. This is an ugly looking chart, no doubt about it, guys. So this is getting interesting. We have the VIX getting a bit overextended, about to make a test of an important area of resistance. We have the indices about to hit very key levels when it comes to their RSIs. So go get your popcorn, guys. Run is going to be the very first stock of this video. And Sunrun went on an absolute tear today, guys. Basically, everything energy related went on an absolute tear today, guys. Either old energy stocks or renewal energy stocks. If you are an energy related stock, you did pretty decent today. I am talking about ChargePoint, I am talking about Fcel Energy, I am talking about XOM, I am talking about Chevron, I am also talking about Sunrun, obviously. So Sunrun went up today, get these guys, 9%, and it closed today's trading session at $27.92. Guys, this is a very good looking chart, right? So check this out. The bulls of Sunrun are about to make a test of $30, a very critical spot over here. $30 happens to be a previous area of support back from early January. So I'm thinking that if the bulls can take on $30, check this out, the RSI, take a look at the RSI, guys, it is at 60 points, healthy from a technical standpoint. We have seen Sunrun trading before with its RSI being at 78 points, way higher than 60 points. So I'm thinking that 30 bucks is taken out. The bulls can fill the next gap up to $35. $35 happens to be a previous area of resistance back from mid-January and also back from late December. This would be a, get this, 14% profit trade. We can also see over here a clear uptrend. I am actually going to draw it, guys, here on the 4-hour chart, and it looks like Sunrun is, it is trading inside this uptrending channel. So the next step that the bulls of Sunrun need to take is taking on $30 per share. And now let's go ahead and take a look at Fcel Energy, another stock that went on an absolute tear today. Fcel goes up today 8.82%, and it closed today's trading session at $5.92. And this is a chart that looks pretty similar relative to the chart of Sunrun. We have a clear uptrending channel on the 4-hour chart. We can also see over here a golden cross that unfolded back on February 17. You guys can see how this 50 SMA crossed above the 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart. So I'm thinking, guys, that if the bulls of Fcel can take on $6.30, a previous area of resistance back from March 1st, and also a previous area of resistance back from late December, they might be able to fill the next gap up to $7.83. $7.83 happens to be a previous area of resistance back from early December. So if we were able to take a trade like the one that I am telling you guys over here from $6.40 ish up to $7.86, we are looking at an 18% profit. The RSI of Fcel is at 56 points, pretty healthy from a technical standpoint. This stock is an oversold, not overbacked. So I think that we have a first chance of seeing Fcel Energy filling this gap up to $7.85 sooner rather than later. The third stock of this video is going to be Bed Bath & Beyond, another stock that went on an absolute tear today. Bed Bath & Beyond goes up today 34%, and it closed today's trading session at $21.71. And let's talk about profit taking, guys. Check this out. So the news about the chairman of GameStop buying a 9% stake on Bed Bath & Beyond comes out, and immediately the stock of this company goes up like crazy. Bed Bath & Beyond hit $35, and it ended up finding support at 19 bucks. So we saw an intraday drop in the case of Bed Bath & Beyond, guys, of 46%. Jesus Christ. So that was the good news. So the chairman of GameStop disclosed that he owns a 9% stake on Bed Bath & Beyond, and he actually has some plans in order to improve the company, and the markets liked it a lot. And what I like a lot, guys, is the fact that Bed Bath & Beyond was able to close today's trading session above $20. $20 happens to be a previous area of resistance back from early December. So I'm thinking that if I happen to see some sort of consolidation slightly above $20, that might be a sign that the bulls of Bed Bath are gathering momentum in order to fill the next gap up to 25 bucks. $25 happens to be a previous area of resistance back from mid-November. So if we were able to take this trade from, let's say, $21 or $20.80 up to $25, we're looking at a 20% profit, and the last stock of this video is going to be Dutch Bros. And in the case of Dutch Bros, guys, and taking into account that we are going, as of now, we have an ongoing correction, very severe correction of the markets, with the Russell 2000, 20% of the highs, NASDAQ 100, 20% of the highs. And you guys know that the current correction of the markets started out in January, in early January. Take a look at the performance, guys. I'm going to draw a line over here. So what you guys can see from this red line to your right has been the performance of Dutch Bros ever since this current correction of the market started out. So this is a stock that hasn't dropped as much as the indices. This is a stock that hasn't dropped as much as most of the stocks out there. So for whatever reason, the stock of this company has shown a lot of resilience, has shown a lot of relative strength. So I'm thinking, guys, that if the bulls of Dutch Bros, and keep in mind that the stock of this company went down today 8.63%, and it closed today's trading session at $45.11. So I'm thinking that if the bulls of Dutch Bros can hold $45 as lower support, we are talking about a former area of support back from late January and also back from December, this might be a good sign in order to pick up some shares. Why? Well, because if the bulls can gather momentum slightly above $45, they might be potentially able to eventually fill the next gap up to $54. $54 happens to coincide with the 100-day moving average, and we are also talking about a former area of resistance back from late December and also back from mid-November. So if we were able to take a trade from, let's say, $46.50-ish up to $54, we're looking at a 14% profit. That's a sweet profit, guys. RSI at 42 points, very healthy from a technical standpoint. And mind you, guys, if Dutch Bros happens to break $45 to the downside, we have a decent leg down to $38. We are talking about a former area of support back from January 24th. But as long as the bulls can hold $45 as lower support, and as long as the bulls can respect this support, I am going to keep Dutch Bros on the very top of my personal watch list. And with Dutch Bros, I am going to wrap up this video. Thank you very much for your attention, and thank you very much for hanging out with me once again. Remember, and keep in mind, guys, that here on the Bilingual Stock Market channel, we are posting stock market update videos Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, 3 or 4 hours after the market closes. So if you want to get all of the notifications of all of our videos in a timely manner, you have to be subscribed to this YouTube channel, but you also need to activate the notification bell right up there. Follow us on Instagram as well, guys, at Bilingual Stock Market. And remember that this is the Bilingual Stock Market channel, the YouTube channel in which we talk about the markets, but we do things differently because we talk about the markets in English and Spanish as well, so you can pick your preferred language. But most importantly, this is the YouTube channel in which we know that the wonderful world of Wall Street is not for geniuses, it is for entrepreneurs just like you guys and myself. My name is Alvaro, and I will see you guys tomorrow once again, 3 or 4 hours after the market closes. Peace out.